welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be unboxing the Nokia 1.3 and I'm going to be doing a quick comparison with the previous model, which is the Nokia 1 Plus, and see if the Nokia brand is still the giant it once was. Now these Nokia phones, they're not the most expensive or they're not the most high-end Nokia phones. So these are all under £100. So if anyone's looking for a Nokia phone that's under £100, then these would be the one that you would go with essentially. Now what I do want to mention as well is the Nokia 1 Plus I have been using as a second phone for about a year and a half now. And the Nokia 1.3 I've only recently got. Okay, so here we have the new Nokia 1.3, as you can see. And so let's get this open. Get my trusted Stanley knife. Box is obviously, as you can see, it's pretty standard. You get the phone, which we will have a look in a sec. Inside you get a battery, which is the 3000 milliamp battery power. It's actually slightly more than the previous one. The previous one is the 2500 milliamp, so improvement there. Then you've also got the power brick and the charging port. It's not a USB-C, it's just your normal standard charger. And then inside the box you also get like a bit of paperwork as well. And that's it really. Nothing more, nothing less. The phone itself, so let's just take it out of the wrapper. Okay, so out the box, looks like a decent phone. If you compare it to the older one, the front screen is actually slightly changed a bit. You've got a little border here, and you got a border there as well on the old one. So this is the Nokia 1 Plus. And then on this one, you've got a little cutout here for the camera, and a small little border there with the Nokia sign. Back, it's pretty much the same, to be honest. I actually prefer the back on the Nokia 1 Plus, only because it feels like there's more grip to it and it feels more premium compared to this one, which is a standard plastic one. So on the side, you've got the volume. I believe this is either the power button or the Google Assistant. On the older one, you've got just the volume and the power button, no Google Assistant. And then obviously on this side, on the newer phone, you have got the Google Assistant button here. And then you've got like your normal charging port. It does come with a 3.5mm jack for your headphones on both the phones. Camera is a 8 megapixel autofocus rear camera with LED flash, and the front is a 5 megapixel camera. The older model is also a 8 megapixel camera with an LED flash. In terms of the screen, this one is a 5.71 HD plus. The older one is a 5.45 inches and it's not a HD display. So this one runs a Qualcomm 215 mobile platform processor, and the older one runs a 1.5 gigahertz quad core processor. This comes with a 1 gig of RAM, 16 gig of internal storage, but you can put a separate micro SD card in here for a total space of up to 400 gig. The older one is a 1 gig of RAM, 8 gigabytes of memory, and up to 128 gigabytes of micro SD storage. This comes with 2 years of Android upgrades. I don't know why it would be only 2 years. Why if someone wants to use it after 2 years? I mean, It's a bit strange just to have it for 2 years. It's like, oh yeah, we'll only support you for 2 years, and after that you'll have to buy a brand new Nokia phone. And obviously both phones do come with 4G connectivity, Bluetooth as standard. Okay, so I'm gonna put this to one side. I'm gonna boot this up. So immediately, the screen resolution and the screen picture looks so much better than the old one. So if I show you the old one, you can't see on screen, but obviously I've been using this phone, like I said, for a while now, and this screen looks so much more pleasant to look at. The colours looks crispier, looks sharper, definitely an upgrade. Everything else is still the same. Nokia 1.3 runs a Android 10 Go edition. The Nokia 1 Plus runs a stripped down version of Android 9 Pie. You're not even getting the full Android experience, which is very, very simple. I mean, both phones, they run standard sort of Windows operating system. They're not entirely responsive. Even this new one, it's not exactly responsive. The Nokia 1 Plus that I've been using for work purposes, the reason why I've changed it, this phone is literally dying on me, you know. It's just becoming very less responsive. The apps are really slow. You could literally make yourself a cup of tea before an app even loads up. It's very, very slow. Even the contact takes a long time to even load up. That's not even something that should take a long time. Say if someone calls me, there's a delay of, for example, about 5 to 10 seconds before my phone even starts ringing or even starts vibrating. And then when I actually go to accept the call, it takes another couple of seconds, let's say 5 to 10 seconds, for me to even go ahead and have a chat with the person. And by then, sometimes the other person is no longer there. You know, I missed the call. It's not good in terms of apps. Then again, you know, this phone does cost under £100. It's not supposed to be the top-notch phone. It is running like a standard processor in here to do like your normal day-to-day things. Now, I've not played any games on this or watched any videos on this, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be quite horrific if I do. So I'm not gonna go ahead and try that. But then again, this phone is not for gaming and things like that. I guess this phone is more to do with like your, you know, just like your basic things. Like, you know how Nokia was back in the days, like the 3310, where you just use a phone for a phone, really. You know, there's no smart features onto it. You know, you use it for calls, texts, box standard, snakes on here, for example. It's not demanding on the software, you know, it's not demanding on the phone. Battery life, however, I've got to say, battery life is actually pretty good, to be honest. For a smartphone, it lasts me about a day before I need to charge it again. Sometimes it lasts me just over a day. Now, obviously, it's nothing compared to the old Nokias, where they used to last you like a couple of days, if anything, depending on what you're doing. The phone itself, it's flimsy, plasticky. Even the newer one, you get what you pay for, really. It's not a premium phone. The Nokia 1 Plus, it's got a mind of its own. It updates automatically. Obviously, you can choose that to when you want to update. I would have hoped, like, say for example, you're on the phone, for example, you know, I would expect to not update then. I would expect for it to update as when you're not using it or when you're on standby, which is kind of silly, really, because not only does it disconnect the phone, it takes forever to update and then to restart. The list goes on. Now, hopefully this one isn't as bad. There's not a massive difference in terms of RAM and storage and obviously memory and things like that. I believe that these Nokia phones they're predominantly going to be quite popular in countries such as like India, Pakistan, because obviously people want cheaper phones and they can't always get the expensive phones like the iPhones or the Samsungs. So they would typically buy these sort of phones because, like I said, it is a smartphone. You can do pretty much a lot of the things that you can do on a normal smartphone, and it's durable. If I was to give my honest review on the Nokia 1 Plus, which is the one that I've been using, if I think Nokia is what it was back in the days, it all depends, because Nokia back in the days were all about your normal standard things. It needs to be durable, it needs to be long lasting, and it also needs to do normal basic phone functions. This phone and this phone will do it. If I would use these phones as a personal phone other than my day-to-day phone, then no. I think these days you not only want to do the things that you want to do on a phone that you did back in the days, you also want to do other things as well, like social media, playing games, for example, watching videos in HD. Like I said, these phones are not the top-end phones. You do have other expensive phones that I'm guessing do compete with the likes of, you know, Apple and Samsung. In terms of pricing, yes, Nokia are solid. If you feel the fact that, you know, you want to use a Nokia phone for its simple purposes, then these phones are definitely worth the buy. If you want to do other things and you're comparing these phones to the likes of a cheaper Samsung phone or a cheaper iPhone, then no, I would stay well away from these. Even phones like Huawei, Oppo, Realme, you're probably better off getting those phones rather than these basic Nokia phones. That's just an honest opinion from me. Nokia were once the king back in the days. They are no longer the king, unfortunately. I was gonna say queen then. If I was to rate the Nokia 1 because that's the phone that I've been using, out of 10, I would give it a 3. Because, you know, it's a phone, it does its requirements as a phone, but that's when you draw the line. You know, it doesn't do anything else apart from that. Well, it's not good at doing anything else apart from that. Guys, if you're interested in any of the phones, I'm gonna put the links down below for you guys for you to go and check them out. So yeah guys, that was my quick little comparison and unboxing of both the Nokia phones. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you do give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you do like and subscribe. There'll be many more content to come. I'm only just getting started here guys, so if you haven't seen my videos previously, make sure you do check them out, and I'll see you on the next one.